right, whoever I'm picking up on, you're guarded. You are guarded, like survival mode, like and this could be as far as relationships as well, because I can tell here that somebody's been in an abusive relationship. Like your heart is healing. Your heart is healing from abuse. All right, this abuse can be physical, you know what I'm saying? It could be sexual, it could be romantic sexual partners, it could be parent child, it could be friendships, it could be your employer was abusive or the environment was toxic and harassing. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be any of those types of relationship. It could be you and your government, all right, in light of the current situations, but something about you and relationships and trusting is coming through really strongly. Someone is like in survival mode. You are like, I don't know if I want to open back up and start like investing in this again, or in anything like this again. All right, for some of you guys, there's been some fighting. All right, there's been some fighting in your past. As much as you've tried to like move forward, and you have been moving forward, you also have some heartbreak in your energy. Could have to do with marriage, but also could just have to do with committed just relationships that you just were committed to. You know, you gave your energy to. All right, there's a little toxicity for some of you guys. There may have been some toxicity, or even some literal like addiction in those past relationships, or whatever relationship you are still healing from. For a small group of you guys, this makes the person that you're thinking about, who you were in an abusive relationship with, could have been somebody who you thought was a twin flame, if you're into that kind of language. It could have been somebody who you thought was like a soulmate. You thought like, oh, you're my yin to my yang. Like I'm saying, you thought that they were your person, and something turned out to be very untrue about that. Your obstacle is trusting again. You're so guarded that you're not even open to trusting again. Like whatever you went through, it really did a number on you mentally, and it really like tore down your self-esteem. It really like tore down your self-esteem. Like if you had like a lot of self-esteem before this person, or before this situation, and you were very confident and you were very like good by yourself, basically, like you were like, I'm good, like I'm strong and abundant by myself, that tore whatever you went through, tore that down. Like it crumbled how you saw yourself, what you thought about yourself, your self-worth. And now you're getting to a point where you're moving away from whatever that toxicity was. Like you're getting to that place and you're prioritizing self-care. You're for all intents and purposes, you're moving forward. You're moving forward and you're guarded. It's like you're protecting your peace above all. Above all. Okay, which you should. However, we're not supposed to stay in a prolonged state of survival mode. Survival mode is good for what it's good for. You needed to survive a situation. You need to heal from a situation. Boom. But once you have sufficiently been in survival mode and have been healing for a while, the goal is to reemerge. To reemerge. Three of Swords as your advice. For some of you guys, you have to deal with the internal conflict. Your heart is going one way, your mind is going another way, or there is some type of third party situation, you, that person, another person, something like that. You need to deal with the heartbreak. For some of you guys, you may be protecting yourself from the heartbreak by being in survival mode. You may be guarding yourself from being hurt again, which is keeping the hurt in, as well as keeping the ability for you to be hurt out. And so you might be frozen in time, okay, if that makes sense. You may be frozen in time. Clarification for the Three of Swords. Sometimes when we're hurt and we're traumatized by a situation, we lock up our heart and our emotions, to keep the pain out, to keep anybody from hurting us again, which is wise. Like I said, survival mode is important for when it's important for. However, at some point you have to start peeling back the layers of the pain. You have to start actually looking at the pain, feeling the pain, figuring out like, okay, what caused me to get into that situation, or what caused me to stay longer than I needed to. You need to learn the lessons. You know what I'm saying? You need to start moving through the grief. Some of you guys might feel like you are actually stuck in the grief. All right, and healing is becoming a difficult problem. Yeah, for some of you guys, it's just an old soulmate partnership, or somebody you knew from a while ago, someone from your past, somebody you've known for years, something like that, or just an old relationship that returned. Yeah, but your advice is you're needing to move through. Like it's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to move forward, and it's not to say like, oh, just move on haphazardly and forget what happened. No, no, you will never forget what happened. This was very traumatizing for you. It was difficult. You know, your heart is very much on the mend still, and at the same time, in order to heal on the next level, you have to come out of the survival mode and start to piece yourself back together. And that kind of feels like where you're needing to go and where you're resisting to go. It's like you're like, if I come out and piece myself back together, I have the potential to get my heart broken again, and I don't want to do that. But at the same time, you can't stay in survival mode for an extended amount of time and still um, have the healing that you deserve. You see what I'm saying? Like, survival mode is good for getting you through the trauma and things like that and protecting you, but survival mode doesn't heal you. You cannot heal technically all the way through while in survival mode. Survival mode is like the beginning, middle stages of healing. All right. And so for some of you guys, yeah, it's time for you to make a choice to release whatever the abandonment wounds are. Like somebody abandoned you, somebody left you out in the cold, somebody like just did not show up for you, was not a stability for you. For some of you guys, you're it's time for you to make a choice to release whatever that was, whether that's a parent-child wound, whether that's a romantic sexual partnership. It is in essence, it's time for you to move forward and to move through the grief. All right. And you can't do that while in survival mode. So that's key. And so whether you need to get a counselor, a therapist, a mentor, a guru, a yogi instructor, whoever can help you to tap into that grief and that pain and peel back the layers of it and learn from it and integrate the lessons of it and then release what you don't need from those past traumatic relationship issues. Whoever can do that, you need to go see about them. You need to go partner with them. And you start with prayer, start with just, figuring out where your help can come from, and then start moving through this difficult situation. Yes, you went through a difficult situation and it rocked you. Like, I can see that it was very traumatic. People were against you. Like, there was fights, there was conflict, etc. However, you successfully got up out of there. Like, you got up out of there. And kudos to you for getting up out of there. And now is this new beginning, this new identity, this new idea, this new plan, this new chapter that is available to you. But if you stay stuck in survival mode, it's like you can't go into that new chapter. So, get up out of there.